The new World of Warcraft Dragonflight ending cinematic is not great. Listen, I'm not even a big lore person, but like it's just the way it's presented. And so I'm really going to talk about that. I'm not going to get into the lore. I don't know enough about the lore to truly be like, Azeroth is a Titan and it doesn't like all this stuff, right? But just from a generic writing perspective, it feels so anime to me. And I'm not a big anime person. Like, I don't dislike anime, but I'm just not a big anime person in general, right? So I kind of just want to go over this. I'm also going to give some examples of what I think are good cinematics done well with like good storytelling. So spoilers ahead if you care about that. Just a little warning there, but here we go. We're going to jump right into the new World of Warcraft ending cinematic.
How can this be? Our spectral powers have returned?
This is not the Titan's magic.
This is of our world, yet unlike anything I have known.
A Drasil has left the dream. And while the aspects once gave their blessing to the world trees, this time...
Azeroth blessed us.
First off, I'm going to pause it right here. Why do they feel the need to like complete each other's sentences? It feels weird. Like, are they like connected? Is that why they're doing this? But is it just for dramatic effect? Like, why are they just like, one thing that I learned was that we needed to unite the dragon world. Like, what? Why? I don't understand that. Anyway.
I felt her presence. It was beautiful.
Now I understand. I thought to survive, we needed to reclaim our aspectral powers. But they were never ours to take.
It was about coming together as a family.
And
That line made me laugh out loud when I heard it. That was the most like, through the power of friendship and family, we can do anything. Like, just, it actually made me like, I can't even say anything. I can't even say words. It's just, just keep going.
so we did.
Perhaps as we were always meant to do.
All of us. When the Titans granted us power, it divided dragonkind.
But in uniting for a cause greater than ourselves, Azeroth's gift has made us, at last, truly whole.
We will use these lessons, old and new, to protect our world as her aspects.
Cool. Okay, so my biggest issues there. One is just the cringy, like, we're a family. We're a family, right? Anyway, my biggest issue there is it just feels like there's no unique characterization. It feels like all of them are one big generalized kindergarten character or like child character. Like, it just doesn't, it feels very bland. It feels very basic. It feels like none of them have their own unique thoughts, which it almost is true because they're all just like talking together. Like, what I think is this thing, but I think this thing, family. And it's so boring. It's really, that's not what a story is. It's not just about like, and then the other part is they tell you what we've learned. Like, it's like Dora the Explorer. Like, do you know what we learned today? We learned about family. Did you learn about family? I learned about, it's like, okay, I get it. The whole point of creating these stories and playing through things is that you don't have to tell people what you've learned. The person has a brain and they use their brain to decipher what has happened or like how the character has grown or what is occurring. That's the point of a story, right? So now we're going to move on, and I'm going to show you probably the best ending to an expansion, which was the Wrath of the Lich King cinematic, okay? Now, we've seen this before, but I want you to watch it this time after watching that, okay? That's what we're going to do. We're just going to watch it after watching that, okay? Here we go.
Father, is it over?
At long last. No king rules forever, my son.
I see. Only darkness before me.
Okay, so just that interaction alone is like it's not telling you what's happening. It's showing you what's happening. Like Arthas is dying, his father's there. It's this big emotional scene, and you understand what's going on. You're like, you know, Arthas is dying, his father's here to just like comfort him, and yet he's like, no king rules forever. My, like, you know, he's got a witty little one-liner there, right? But like there's nothing. He's not telling you like, Arthas, do you understand the things that you've done are bad and that you've been a bad person, but that because of the power of family, you can now be a good person? And then Arthas is like, Father, I understood that family is what matters. Like, no, but we get it, right? He's showing us. He's not telling us. He's showing us that he understands that family. Well, he's not telling us about family, or whatever, but he's showing us that he's still human in a way. Like that's what I kind of get out of that. It's like, obviously he's like this big evil person, but like at the end he's like, I see only darkness, right? Did he say that line? I think he said, right? Hold on, let me again.
Before me.
Oh yeah, darkness before me, and then he falls. So it's like he's like so far corrupted that he only sees darkness. But like he's in this moment of like, it feels very human of him to say that, right? Like he doesn't want this, but that's where he is. Like he's so far gone. And so that's why it's so powerful. He's not just telling us like, this is what happened to me. Like we played through the thing. We understand what happened to you because we played through it. We get it. We're using our brain. People like to use their brain to figure things out in stories. That's the fun of stories. So the other thing I'd like to show is actually a Dragonflight cinematic. Okay, so it's not the ending cinematic, but it's another cinematic that I think is actually much better than the Dragonflight cinematic, the ending cinematic that is. But first, I'd like to give a shout out to Zygor. Use Zygor for retail classic Wrath guides. You can use code Crendor for 20% off an elite subscription if you like it. You can check it out with a link in the description. And if you don't, then you can not use it. I don't know. But here we go. We are going to be watching the Tuskar funeral in-game cutscene. Now, this is from Wowhead. They did have like a random clip in this, but here we go.
Treasured us all. May the seas find you as worthy as we do.
Look!
Welcome to the Dragon Isles, explorers.
That's the random thing.
Grawl himself has chosen Pinolia. What a life!
Like right there. So this is like a big emotional scene, right? Like he's dead. You're giving him like this Tuskar Viking funeral and you're sending him out. And then like a spiritual big whale comes out and eats him, which is like he's chosen him. It's like a big spiritual thing. Like, oh my God, right? So I don't really mind her here being like, wow, they've chosen him. What a life. Because I feel like that's something she would actually say, right? Like if that's something the character feels like they're going to actually say, I'm like, okay, I understand that. It's not just like she's about to explain the entirety of what's happening, but okay, continue.
Forgive me. I don't understand. How can you find such joy in the passing of family?
It is not that we are not sad for his passing, Kalik, but in celebrating his life, he shall remain with us forever. What better way to strengthen the bonds of the family that remains than celebrating all who came before?
And there you go. That cinematic was 100 times better than the ending of Dragonflight. Like it actually had like emotion, it had feeling, it had a little bit of a lesson, which is, it's funny that like Kaligos is the one that's like family, and he's the one here's like, I don't get it, you guys are the family died, I don't understand. And then they're just like, well, this is why. And he's like, oh, it feels like Kaligos is like a 5-year-old. Like I genuinely think Kaligos is like 5 years old in like a dragon body. I'm not even joking. Like he acts like a kid here, he acts like a kid at the end. Like I think I don't know. And like, isn't he? I don't know enough about Kaligos to like understand his character. It just, as somebody who's watching this, I'm like, he just feels like he's 5 years old, which is weird from a dragon aspect. So that's how I feel about the new cinematic. I wanted to like show some examples of good cinematics and not just be like, this sucks, right? Or whatever. Some people, because I mean, listen, there's people that are going to hate everything World of Warcraft does. There's people who are going to love everything World of Warcraft does. But I like to be in the middle. And, you know, I at least want to give some examples of things that I actually enjoyed, right? So it's not just like just criticism. I'm trying to give like some sort of constructive criticism here, right? So let me know what you thought in the comments section below. It just felt so anime to me, and I hate that. You know, anime taking over my League of Legends, taking over my WoW. So let me know. Like, comment, subscribe. And if you want to check out another video, go check out my latest Pointless Top 10 Ancients. There's a lot of cool Ancients in the game, including some in the recent patch. Go check it out right here. Go click that video. A lot of Ancients. I actually thought there's more Ancients than I thought were in the game, is what I'm trying to say. So go check that out. Okay? Okay. So yeah.